Hey guys, Peter Chen here, recording another 500 Zoom video. I've been uploading these videos every week, so subscribe if you want to see me play more poker. On table 2, we open sevens. Everyone folded. Table 2, we're opening ace-7 suited from under the gun. And on table 1, 3-betting king-queen suited, cutoff versus under the gun. So button flats us. Already an interesting hand, but we go 3 ways. Not really sure what to do. Obviously a spot that we don't get into very often. I think I have a decent draw, pretty low hand value, so seems good to bet and fold to this very huge shove. So, we're playing some pretty high stakes, but we still get some interesting plays happening here. So on table 2, under the gun opens, I call the big blind. Facing a half pot bet, I'm going to always call this. We turn a gut shot, so if we face a bet, we're going to call again. And then probably check fold the river, but on this river, we're definitely folding, but there are some rivers where we can consider calling. Basically, we just have a bluff catcher, and we have pretty neutral blockers with low cards. Under the gun should not have a 4 very often, other than ace-4 suited. On table 1, we face a 3-bet. We're going to cold 4-bet with our aces. On table 2, opening cutoff with king 10 offsuit. And folding to this 3-bet. On table 1, under the gun opens, queen jack, pretty close, but we're going to call. Basically, we would call any bet that he could make with our second pair and a flush draw and a straight draw. And we're just going to check this. I think how I want to construct my range here is just betting big with either strong hands or strong bluffs. So anything under like ace 10 or so, I would just check it. I think our hand is still a check on the river. Now we could bet some weak aces, and I think most jacks are still going to be checking. And we'll call this bet. So on table 2, we face a limp. We're also going to limp the small blind. I think we can defend almost all of our suited hands. Weird disconnect there. Luckily, it was only for about a second. Didn't time out anywhere. I'm tempted to bet this 9 high here. The 5 is pretty good for us. On table 1, we defended blind versus blind with king 3. I think raising is good here. I only want to raise our strongest threes. I think if we had a 3 with a middle kicker, we would still want to call it. Table 1, opening the button with 9-8 suited. And table 2, opening hijack with king queen off. This 5-4, we're going to open sometimes, fold sometimes. And table 1, opening hijack with ace king off. So we face this 3-bet. We could either call or 4-bet. Going to go for a 4-bet this time. And I think on the ace high flop, we want to just go for very small bets. And basically continue going for small bets. I'm actually not sure about the king. Maybe this is one where we want to bet big on, but we only have a pot-sized bet behind. So seems reasonable to just go for 2 streets. On table 2, I open small blind with Jack 10, and on this flop, we're just going to be betting our range for a small size. Decent turn and decent hand to be betting very big on. On table 1, we're going to defend our big blind with pocket fives. And I think we can pretty much always go for another bet. I'm tempted to shove with the spade in my hand, but I don't think it matters that much if I have a spade. And maybe I would rather have a higher spade as well. On table 1, we check the flop and turn, and I think we just have a strong enough hand where we always have to call this river. On table 1, opening button with ace 9 suited. Pretty good flop for us. I think we either want to check or bet small. I think our hand is strong enough to always be betting. On table 2, we defended our big blind three-way with 10-9. I checked around on the flop, and I think we'll be betting quite a bit with our hand on this turn. The 6 should be the best for the big blind, and also we just have a good hand to be betting. I think it's fine to be folding this. Not really sure though. On table 2, opening the button with Queen 7 suited. This is a really small 3-bet. I think I'm supposed to be calling it, but I'm not sure. It's a sign that it's a weaker player as well, so even if it's not a call in theory, maybe a little bit too weak, maybe I can make something of the hand. I think I have to call again with a pair. Not the greatest spot. And now checking, trying to check down. I don't want to be turning my hand into a bluff when I can have lots of hands like 10-9, Jack 10. Checking the river, same idea. I have lots of worse hands to bluff. This Jack 5 is a little bit too weak to call normally. Going to call this time though. Bit of an exploitative play. And I don't think there's anything I can do on this flop. So table 2, I'm going to be 3-betting big blind versus button with ace queen off. And table 1, opening the button with king 4 suited. This is a flop where I want to be starting off with a half pot bet with my entire range. On table 1, opening cutoff with 6-5 suited. And we'll be calling this 3-bet. Very good hand to play in a 3-bet pot, but not a good flop for us. On table 1, opening under the gun with queen jack suited. On table 2, 3-betting small blind against button with ace queen off. I'll fold to this 4-bet. On table 1, opening 9-8 suited. Not sure how often I should be opening this. I think very infrequently. On table 1, opening cutoff with king jack off. On table 1, this ace-6, I can either call or 3-bet. I think I mostly want to be calling. I think I have to be calling this bet. Not sure though. Seems like I would rather call any 2 overcards with spades, but maybe this hand is still strong enough. And now I can fold the turn. On table 1, 3-betting ace-king, hijack versus under the gun, and on table 2, opening ace-5 suited from the cutoff. On table 1, with this king-queen, I'll mostly be calling, 3-betting sometimes. And I could consider 4-betting this ace-5. Don't think I'm going to do it though. On table 1, this is a pretty bad flop for my range. I'm not even sure if I have to call all my gut shots here. On the flop, on the turn, I'll be folding to a bet for sure. Especially this huge bet. On table 1, defending big blind versus small blind with jack 10 offsuit. And I'll be calling this on the flop. I have a lot of backdoor draws. I'm not sure if I have a good bluffing hand or not. I don't know if I like having the spade and the heart in my hand. And I do have weaker hands in just pure hand value. On table 1, opening button with queen 5 suited. And folding to the 3-bet. On table 2, I'm going to call big blind versus button with queen 9 off. And fold to this bet. On table 1, opening the button with ace 10 suited. On table 2, on the button with ace queen suited. I think this is a good hand to be checking with on this flop. I'm going to go ahead and check. Going to check again. Not weak enough to bluff, not strong enough to value bet. I think same thing on the river. If he puts in a bet that's not too big, I'll be calling it. But when he checks, I'm just going to check back. Pretty likely to win at showdown. On table 1, 3-betting button versus cutoff with jacks. On table 2, I think this hand is usually just going to be a call. Even out of position, we get a bunch of calling, especially 3-ways. Just going to check it down now. pretty easy for any of these three to have an ace. Seems like I'm lagging a bit again. Always because of the video recording. I'm going to end the video here. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next week.